What's up? Pick Central Football Friday. You got a football guy, a few football guys here. Divisional round. Marty Mush, Ev, Clemmer, myself. Divisional round. It's tough with the big spreads, but I think the divisional round is really the most compelling, I would say. Right?
No. I think so. Well, obviously,
because you've got a team who the wild card's obviously like really intriguing, but you got a few teams that are they barely got in. You know, like so it's.
Well, I think this is the week you find like any of these like
closer to you.
You find any of these? Are they any of these like lower seeded teams? Are they
for real?
Team of Destiny? Are they for real? Can they make that big step and beat the Ravens or the Niners, or can the Bucks go into Detroit and win?
Yeah, like that's the it was nice the Bucks won a game, but now Bucks win this one. Oh, like you start. Sure. It's a real. I think this is the obviously the championship games are great as well, but the championship games are great as well, but it's very simple. Those two teams are already there, and they're going to play for the Super Bowl.
Thanks, Pat.
So I don't know. This is a very compelling round, and especially with the matchups that we saw. So,
listen, I ordered on the train 10:29. I got my order in for McDonald's early, a second before it just got here.
I was thrown off.
Yeah, so I had to explain what was going on.
Real quick, some headlines because we will get into the NFL. This Robert Griffin, Jay Gruden thing.
Hilarious.
The different chirps when he said, go race a pigeon, and I clicked the video. Jay Gruden said, go race a pigeon, and then I watched the bird flying next to him. I was like, how did he know to find that? Like, he must have this shit saved, like in his phone, like in a file.
Some people would probably send them shit. When you're in that, people
fair enough. Agreed. Yeah,
you're right. You're right. Jay Gruden had that in his arsenal.
And then I don't like Robert Griffin. I don't think he's very funny. But his reply of, how dare you disrespect a famous bird or like a hawk in this family?
Why don't you
And
like
it's a
him?
prestigious bird. He stinks.
What?
What do you mean? Yeah, what do you mean he stinks?
I don't think he's good on calls. Like he's
Really?
every time I watch,
I think he is good on the
he has that stupid hat on. He had a rose in his mouth for a half hour. Like he's a
So
clown.
you can't decide what you like. You can't
it's just
decide if you like the guys
feel.
trying to be a little funny or the guys or you hate the guys that are like serious as well.
It's a feel. It's a feel. Like Herb Street's is serious. I think he's great. Robert Griffin, I think stinks.
You can have your own opinion. I like him.
Corny.
Yeah, he's corny.
He's a little corny.
Agreed. So and now Will Compton's involved, and he's got the bodies. He's taking.
I love that tweet that he was like, "Don't come at me. Like I know where your bodies are buried, Jay." That's like the ultimate. Like,
But then Jay also was like, "I know where your bodies are buried too."
Did he say that? I didn't.
Something like he's like, "I know the secrets as well," and they're like, "Don't." They were kind of doing a secret off.
Oh. You think
I didn't
Jay,
see RG3. I didn't see Jay Gruden say that about.
You think Jay Gruden knows Will cheated at Survivor? Maybe we put the 100,000 back on the board here. Can we put that back on the board? No, yeah, it's a very, very funny. I don't know. When he said race the pigeon, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, what does this mean? And the fucking bird is flying
That man
next to
raced
him?
the pigeon.
I was like, this is insane. No, it was a hawk. It was a very respected hawk. So very, very
He's
funny.
a respected hawk.
You can pull up Griffin's tweet. I was crying reading the thing. I'm like, what the fuck?
If you're Jay Gruden though, like I know this is fun for us to watch on Twitter, but like, dude, like you're nuclear. You know, you're putting a nuclear bomb in your career. No one's gonna hire you again.
I don't know if anyone.
I don't know.
You know,
Maybe-
I will say this.
Maybe the damage already done. But
Yeah,
anyone
well,
gonna hire
also,
him?
he's got to be careful. His dad already dropped a nuclear bomb on his career.
Did he?
What do you mean?
And his brother.
Brother.
yes.
His brother, sure.
I thought it was his dad.
No,
Okay.
he's
I
not that
thought
much
Gruden
older.
was a little older. All
Well,
right. Everyone
and-
fucking relax.
What?
Well, yeah, your older's
You
usually.
guys are
a
looking at
little-
me like they weren't even related.
Well,
It was like literal
I was-
silence.
What
No,
does
I was
Dad
trying.
do?
No, I was trying to see the Zabasco bit. Honestly,
Oh,
that
was
was
it?
I was
It wasn't.
going through the
I
weeds of
apologize.
that.
We have so many
Apologize.
bits. We
So,
don't
yeah,
know
we don't
which
know
one
where's
is
the-
going
where's the
on.
truth.
Fair enough. Fair
Saying
enough.
his
the
dad. I
lie.
said,
Fair
what
enough.
I said, what does Dad do?
Is it wrong that I assume in the NFL that people are healthy debate? Is it fair to assume that people in the NFL are more father and sons than brothers? Does that make sense?
Not if they're close,
No,
close in
no,
age.
Those guys have been around for a long, but Gruden's been around for a long time.
So you think the
both
Harbaughs are dad and son?
Well, I know
I
that
think
they're
Jay
brothers.
Gruden. I think Jay
know that
Gruden-
they're
I
brothers.
think Jay Gruden was a head coach in the NFL over a decade ago.
I mean, they're
But I'm just thinking of like legendary names like Schottenheimer.
but the Grudens are 4 years apart.
Okay.
he
So
does
clearly they're
look
brothers.
older. I'll give you
They won a
that.
Super Bowl in 2002.
John looks older.
John
Yes.
is older.
Well, he's
I understand, but
and he-
not 4 years. I'm saying he looks like he's a little.
And to Rico's defense, John Gruden's a very young coach at first, so it feels like he's been around forever.
Jay Gruden was young.
I
They
think
both were young.
in your say what you're saying, Clemmer. I don't think Jay had it. I don't think anyone was hired him anyway.
But I know.
When's the last time he coached?
No, but I
2022.
think he was I think he's a consultant or was just a consultant for the Rams, something like that. So like, I mean, there's other jobs besides coaching. Like,
Yeah.
right now, if you're going to hire him, like you can't hire him now.
He
Why?
said
Oh,
he's
that's not
looking-
true.
Why though? For that,
At least for
He didn't say
another year or
anything that-
so. I don't
No.
know.
Don't
He-
say anything
I-
that crazy.
He's saying talk about secrets and shit. Like I don't want to deal with this guy.
Well,
If I
he
can hire-
didn't say that. RG3
yeah,
said
RG3
it.
said
But if I can hire somebody else as a consultant right now, I'm going to hire somebody else.
He said he doesn't want the job. Like he's not looking for a job. He said I'm too old to like get back into coaching.
Yeah, but I said even if it's like a consultant, even a front office job, I'm going to wait a little while.
I don't
to
think
hire
that he's
Jay
looking-
Gruden.
If he wanted to be a consultant, somebody would hire him in the NFL.
Okay.
Also,
think-
I
I
feel
don't
like
think-
You might be right.
no, I get what you mean, but I don't think it was that bad. That people have been hired for saying way worse things.
I mean,
Eh.
Steve Sarkisian got shit faced on a press conference. He was the head coach of USC.
I think college is different than the NFL.
You remember that? He went to like rehab and shit after.
Oh yeah, he went to Saban. Right?
I don't know.
Then he was the
Can I ask
offensive
that?
coordinator, and then now he's worked all the way back. He's the head coach of Texas.
Can I ask that? Why doesn't Saban just open the Saban rehab facility? And like I say that, obviously, if you need help, go get it. But like Saban coaching rehab, because he has fixed massive
Lane
amounts of
Kiffin, a
careers.
bunch of guys.
Guys should be kicking him up a vig.
We just hired Bill O'Brien again.
Bill O'Brien was dead to the world with his fucking ass chin. Like these guys have gone to Saban and they.
He was like sort of dead. He was like sort of dead to the world. His was more about that he traded DeAndre Hopkins than him like being like a dickhead or anything.
Told me to.
These were good. These are like the initial tweets.
Yeah, I know. The whole thing is very funny, but the pigeon thing made it very funny.
No, I thought this was the funniest when he said, when Jay Gruden said, "Sorry, we didn't have a good enough coaching staff for you," and then it was just like the coaching staff with Kyle
Oh
Shanahan.
my god.
So like that's what Compton was saying was like, basically, RG3 wants to like blame somebody for his career not working, but it was just injuries.
Yeah.
The only thing he could blame was them making him like them having him play in that playoff.
Right.
They can blame.
That's it.
And that
They should have never. They should have like thought that like his whole career is not worth like one playoff run his rookie year.
that's
was
an
that
armchair quarterback. You guys remember that was controversial in the moment.
For sure, 100%.
Was that Mike Shanahan, or was that Jay Gruden?
Jay Gruden was the head coach. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he
Not-
wouldn't be
and
beefing with him if he
Wasn't
wasn't.
Mike Shanahan the coach before him?
I think Kyle Shanahan was the.
OC.
Oh shit.
He stayed with Jay Gruden from Mike Shanahan to Jay Gruden. If I'm,
Yeah, I thought Jay Gruden was the head coach when he was.
What year did that happen? 'Cause
he got
I'm-
drafted in 2012.
2013.
Yes, that'd be
2013
Mike
season?
Shanahan.
Okay, so I guess
Okay,
it was still
all right.
Shanahan.
Yeah, Jay was like the head coach like a year after.
Okay, so maybe Jay Gruden was offensive coordinator.
I think it.
He's talking about him. He had to have been there.
Sick.
We're having a
I
fire.
gotta find.
Looks like we're having a fire alarm. Something. Mayhem.
It's been a bizarre start to the show.
Yeah, this.
I mean, Marty getting food
I'm
orders.
also just staring at my McDonald's.
Listen, I fucked up. I mixed them up between father and
I
son.
wanna
and
stomp
brothers.
on
I
this.
could have been worse. I could have said CY,
mad would you get if I
CY
ran
Young
a stomp?
Award.
Really upset.
I won't do it.
I apologize. I mixed up the father and son. They're
Why are
brothers.
you still fucking apologizing?
I could.
You made him. Who gives a shit?
Right. It could have been worse. I could have said the CY Young Award.
Oh, that was sorry, I got in the middle of a basketball bit.
Yeah,
That's how we're supposed to know when you're doing things. You know, it's you're
Deepest-
all over the place.
That's maybe the deepest cut on the show.
I don't know that. No,
Who
no.
said
it
that?
hasn't.
Who said CY?
That's I know what it is, but the other one the other day was the deepest cut of all time.
I got deep knives. Anyway,
This is also the tweet that I was referring to. Any prospects for you? Thought you were an excellent OC. No, I'm old.
I love how he's just like answering Captain Todd. He's like you're Jay Gruden's not.
give Todd a follow. I'm serious.
Captain Todd gets a.
He's a captain.
Give Todd a follow.
The fact that Captain Todd's even asking real questions.
big Florida State fan.
That was a couple of days ago, and I just one thing to point out: Jay Gruden's son is like a Twitter handicapper. I don't know if any of you guys have seen
Is
this.
he sharp? Not as sharp.
He's
as
pretty.
me,
He's
but
pretty sharp. Yeah, he's really good in the NFL and college football. He's kind of cocky about gambling,
Let me
but
tell you something.
I think this is Jay Gruden's like. He's trying to get into like the media career in Twitter,
Yeah.
and I think that JJ, like his son JJ, is like trying to. Maybe we should get JJ Gruden on the show.
100%.
handicap try to get him on. But
That's a good point, Dukes. I wonder if this is all part of like a master plan. Or,
Right.
Yeah.
I think he's just
When's Jay Gruden's been like relevant of like us talk anyway? Like it is like it was funny what he
I
did.
wasn't
Right.
thinking about him.
But it
wasn't
did.
thinking
But
about
it did really. He did it so accidentally though.
Yeah.
Because it only went viral because RG3. He just tweeted this like, oh, like what's happening to Jalen Hurts is crazy. Like
get him
hope,
out,
hope,
right?
I hope I never did this to a quarterback.
Right.
And then when RG3 did like the glasses down thing, that's when it went viral.
Right. Yep.
I think Jay Gruden just had a few scotches and just was like,
I think he's having fun.
just firing off some tweets watching the game.
If Jalen Hurts could pick him a blitz, none of this would happen.
He's an Orlando Magic. fan.
Ooh, FAU.
Yeah, give him a
You know,
DM.
DM live on air.
Live DM.
Come on to Big Central. Shout out
I wouldn't
JJ
even
Gruden.
know what to
Alright.
fucking ask him.
What's your picks?
I would say, yeah, that.
And
And how's your Grandpa John?
do you respect Hawks?
Need your picks.
John.
Wow,
We
I
don't
like that.
need his pick.
We
Like,
need
oh,
Yeah, listen, there's a
Let's not
guy.
be desperate.
There's a
Let's not
guy
be-
that's
Okay, first-
70% on here.
First off, if you want a guy to come on a show and he's like, I'm a good gambler, you have to be like, I need. I don't want. I need. I need.
I like it. I like it.
Let me tell you something about
And then ask him about the Monster Moneyline parlay.
Agreed.
being
It's back, baby. It's back.
being hot. These people are ruthless. I went 2-2 last night. 2-2. That's a normal good night.
Well, it's a normal. I don't say it's good. It's normal.
I'm gambling. I think 2-2 is good. Honestly,
No, it's nothing.
You lost money.
It's just it doesn't
you
exist.
lose like a little bit of a vig. Like
Yeah,
you're not
but just-
losing.
Yeah,
a
that's
lot.
losing money. Losing money is not good.
Okay, you're 1 second. Relax. 2. Yes, it
Clemmer's
is.
new to this.
Like you
I'm not
are.
new to this.
You
I'm
are
not
new.
new to this. Stop saying. I was doing this before you were born.
News.
Stop saying I'm
I
new.
don't know about that. I knew you were going to mad when I
Well,
said.
I know proofs in the pudding for the NFL unit. So there you go, Ev.
Well, for
It's just a wash.
One entire
It's a wash.
season.
Yeah, but you
Yes.
as a
and also
gambler-
you're living.
But I'm so new.
You're living off a Jake Browning touchdown. Let's
Hey,
call it what it is.
it is what it is.
as a gambler though,
You didn't.
are
You're not putting that same units as you put on the side.
as a gambler you
Oh,
are
no, that was I put a full unit on that.
completely wrong if you don't.
I did, for real.
A 500 day is good. You're insane if you don't. Because if you barely lose money, that's a win.
You're living to fight
I
another
don't
day.
call that. I don't call that a win.
You live to fight another day.
Thank you. You as a gambler, you know
Gambling's a war, man.
you're 1 and
It's a
3.
war.
It's awful.
It is absolutely a grind, but
a
I don't
war.
call that a win.
Yeah, no, it's a win.
All right.
Smitty, 47, 48, and 2 plus 16 units. I think next year what we should do
No
is not.
parlays and
No,
touchdowns.
no. Well, if it parlays like plus 110 or below, I think you can count it, or like a money line. But I think the touchdowns are out.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I was just saying 2-2. I'm still 70%. People are like,
Agreed.
oh, this guy's dead.
That's always when you get a little too good at gambling. They like it's a problem.
They're leeches and they're greedy. I'm still gonna keep being hot. Don't worry, because there's a line today that I want to talk about later. But let's keep going NFL.
All right. So Houston heading to Baltimore minus 9.5 total 43, 43 and a half. I like Stroud's passing yards. I think it's my favorite prop of the weekend in terms of that. Sides, maybe I'm a simp. Maybe it's just the team coming off the bye. I like the Texans here catching the points.
Oh, you change it up on me there. Yeah, I think you're wrong, but obviously it's a big number. Was it 8.5 now?
It seemed like nine and a
9.5.
half.
See a 9.
9. I'm going Ravens. I don't. I think they run into a wall at Baltimore.
I was reading. So I'm on Ravens first half and game. I got the good line I had talked about. I can't wait to post that on Saturday and shit. Someone's gonna be like, "You didn't get that line." Now I'm gonna dunk on them with the line. But I like the. I was looking at the under too. I was reading. There's supposed to be big time wins.
Okay.
Big win, Gus. But the line, it's the total's shorter than I expected. It's small. It's 43 and a half. I was expecting a little more. I think it opened like 45 and a half.
Yeah.
But I like I do like the Stroud passing yard just because I do think they're going to be down and going to need to throw. I just worry about their aggression of their offense. Like they got to play in a dome 2 weeks in a row. Now they're going outside. A lot of wind.
Thank you.
Ravens have the number one defense in terms of allowing points. They're fourth in scoring. Obviously, we all know their offense is obviously very good. They're about to be the MVP. That team is very good. Obviously, I'm a huge Stroud guy. I think it's no indictment on Stroud. Just think this is like a tough matchup for. They've had 2 big games in a row. Now they got to go. That they've had at home. Now they got to go to Baltimore. This is a tough game. This is probably, in my opinion, this is the team that I think is going to win the Super Bowl. It's a tough game.
They haven't played any really cold games. The Texans, like the last one that was at the Jets, and they lost 30
Smoked.
to 6.
Yeah, they got smoked.
And they haven't really played. Cold games do change people. Look at Tua. It literally couldn't.
Yeah.
We don't know how C.J. Stroud's gonna. I have no idea. I mean, in college,
he played
the playoff games are in domes.
Yeah, the one that he played his best game, it wasn't a dome. Yeah,
Has there ever been?
I'm not saying
Has he ever had a? Can you guys remember any cold?
I'm sure at
he's
Michigan,
played
in the Big Ten.
and they obviously they did lose
cold.
those games, but he didn't really play bad. They kind of just
Plays in the Big Ten.
they just lost.
But those I'm trying.
It's also
to,
cold games in November, not cold games in January. It's a big difference.
I'm trying to wash out college. I'm just saying this year he hasn't a lot of domes he's played in, and he played in domes last week. Obviously a dome. It's a lot different. The Ravens are used to it. They might not be. I don't know. I just think that the weather does take a little bit of like Chiefs Bills matters zero because they both do it.
Yes.
The Texans we don't really know. I think the Ravens he runs into a little tougher of a defense and.
I mean, the Ravens are a very good team too. On top of it, besides the weather, the Ravens are just that much better than the Texans.
The best defense, basically.
It's up there. Yeah,
What are they 3?
They're ranked first in allowing points.
Oh.
I don't know about yards, but I know they're first.
So that's the best.
No,
defense.
it's
They're first in points allowed as defense.
And I know Brown has been out, but then he came back and he's completely out now. So it's just Nico Collins.
And I mean, I'll say you can't just. It's tough to just focus solely on one game, but I mean, they did a hell of a job against the Niners on the road.
Yeah.
That defense, I mean, they had them in shambles, and that's as low of an offense.
And you're also rested.
Yep.
I'm on the Ravens too. Probably no surprise. It's kind of a square pick, I guess. But I'm not entirely excited about it. I'm nervous about this one a little bit. I do think the Texans are a good team, and 9 points against a good team is a lot. But I just think the Ravens are a great team.
That's why I'm taking the first half too, because I could see a world where I get backdoored. I think the Ravens will jump out on them. They've played great in first halves.
So I'm worried about the first half there because has the bye going to make them bye, and then also a week on top of that. They had basically a 2-week bye. Is that going to make them rusty?
Bye in football doesn't make you rusty. Is that crazy?
In the first quarter, maybe? No?
I think in baseball it does. I don't think in football it does. I think in football you truly need it for your body to start healing more. They really do need that.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong.
I get worried of the first half bet, though, I guess, for that. Just because what if you come out sluggish in the first couple drives just because you haven't done it in a while? I don't know.
The Ravens already have tape on. I mean, you could say the same. Texans have tape on the Ravens. Obviously, they played the opening game of the season, but doesn't that favor Harbaugh? He's already seen Stroud. Granted, it was his first ever game, but now you have that tape. You saw what worked. You see what he's been doing that's been working now. Coaching advantage.
I think the Texans had
a lot of pressure. It's gonna sound dumb, but his brother just won a national championship as well. What do you mean?
What was
just even more. Granted, he's dialed in, and obviously, yes, he wants to win a Super Bowl. But in the back of his head, when it's should I go to bed at 2 a.m.? Nah, watch a little bit more tape.
What the fuck are you talking?
I don't think his motivation is they're winning a national championship.
You don't think at all?
No,
even for just a little extra icing on the
he's
cake.
Happy for
a half hour every day.
I think if he's
a little more in practice.
I think
brothers
I think if he needs his brother for motivation, he wouldn't be in the spot he's in.
Agreed.
I love
extra motivation.
Rico, no.
I don't think that's
not that crazy.
There's plenty of motivation.
You're right.
I think he has plenty of motivation.
It's ludicrous. He has all the motivation in the world. His brother winning a championship is the icing on the cake.
Bro, that means
he has just a little bit more.
Happy for him.
He's a little
Honestly,
more.
Anything. He's fuck.
He's popping in one more VHS at 2 a.m.
No,
I got to do it.
He was already popping it in if he was popping it in.
He's got Thanksgiving circled on his calendar for next year. When the parents go around the table.
People aren't like you.
Hey, let's list off.
They get happy for other people.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Jim won a national title. John, what'd you do? Well,
you think that's how it goes?
They're not. It's not your family. He's happy for his brother. You might not be happy for other people. You want to smash them when they do well. He's probably good for John.
This is from an article from 2022.
I think just a little more motivation.
No, it's insane.
Since 2017, teams coming off a first-round bye posted a 9-5 against the spread record and won 12 of 14 outright. 6 of those 12 victories came by at least 13 points. None were decided by fewer than 5. Number one seeds have been especially lethal over the past 4 years, posting a 7-1. That's a straight-up record. 7-1 straight-up record with an average victory margin of 12. I wonder how much.
That wasn't from this year, by the way, just so you know.
Okay, so I wonder if that last 4. Because I just remember last year the Giants lost by like 30. So I don't know how much that skewed like a small sample.
This is
Also,
from
the Giants
January
were
2022. So it wouldn't even include
Oh,
2022.
okay, gotcha. Okay, fair.
just
Weren't
only
the
they
Giants
had
the 7 last year too?
No, we were like
6, I think.
6. All right. So the question I want to ask though is how many of these ones also play the 6 and 7 that pulled the upset? You get what I'm saying, or more so the 7? Like
Right.
the one is
Well, they're always.
Wait, so here's where
They
it's
play
at.
in the
Yeah.
4, they play in the 6. It's a big difference.
Right.
Yeah.
Or this. Yeah.
Can I?
Is it a big difference when they already won a playoff game?
Yeah, it can be because you can.
A little bit. I mean, it's the team. Yeah, they stole a game in the divisional, but they barely made the playoffs.
Like
That's
the
my
Bucks.
point.
Like the Bucks, they won, but they're kind of a shitty. They can be also.
No, but the Bucks are what the one is. Where are the Bucks right now?
Bucks are the
6
Or 4?
4.
4. Yeah. So
Sometimes the 4 can be the
4
weak
is supposed to.
Yeah, it couldn't. For
That's
sure.
a different whatever. But I'm
with
just
the,
saying
with
the
the Texans,
7.
it is.
Yeah.
The Texans are the 4.
Like it's a rare. Yeah.
Let me say something here.
Because that's who the Ravens are supposed to be playing.
Yeah.
My thing is, how many of these things were skewed that you have the Chiefs playing a 7 that happened to steal the first game,
Like the Packers.
or you had the Patriots play same thing. Like
But I just think it changes a little bit when they like had to have won a playoff game. First.
Agreed.
They already they at least because when you see like the bad playoff teams, like for example, I thought like that Steelers team, I think it was 2 years ago that played like the Chiefs.
Yeah.
That got like smoked. Like you're not seeing that team because like they already got booted.
This is
but how many of those teams are factoring into that stat? You just said 2. The Giants and the Giants were the Giants. The Giants fit into that.
Yeah.
the Giants
I don't think
won.
the Giants
and
were
then they played like
exceptional.
a.
But the Giants. Let's face it, Giants
That's
were
what I'm
not.
saying.
the
They
Giants were not
overachieved, and the
exceptional.
Eagles were. That Eagles team was phenomenal last year.
And it agreed. And so was that Chiefs team against the Steelers when they played them in that one.
But bad teams can win that first round though. Tim Tebow and the Broncos won a playoff game.
But now you're talking like so long. That's
It was not that long ago.
That's pretty long.
it was over a decade
It's long
ago.
ago for you because you're young, but it's not long ago in the scheme of football. It's not.
It was 2012.
I think anything
years ago.
past 5, the way the sports change.
2024.
Yeah.
No, but that's not that long.
12 years ago is a long time. A different playoff format.
Listen,
I barely had 5 pubes.
I don't know where that came from. I want to.
And I was married, so like
Preface
in the scheme of the world, it's believe it or not, kids, it's not that long. It's really not.
All right.
This is where we have a problem though, because you call us kids, and you're like, I was.
Because you
there
said
before
10
you were
years
born,
ago was
and
like
then I
the
say
longest-
you're old, and then I say you're old, and you freak out.
No,
on me.
no. I've only freaked out at one person's because Meeks, and if anyone watches the show regularly, Meek constantly trolls me for being old. That's the reason I haven't snapped on anyone else about being old.
Listen,
at all.
12 years for us is old. Is a long time ago because we were in high school when it happened. So
Right. your
we're
mind,
older
it's
now.
old.
It's older, yes.
But
that's
in
it.
the
But for you, when you're not in high school at the time, it's obviously not that long ago. Of
Right,
course.
that's what
I
I'm
got
saying. In
it.
the scheme
All
of
right.
things, it's not that long.
Shout out to the chat really quick, just to go back to this. I have.
They agree with
NFL
the brother
So
team.
this is rushing. The best Ravens are the best rushing team in the NFL. That's offense. Defensively, if you go to the best rushing team, this is just yards per game on ESPN, basic stats, not advanced. Texans, have one of the best rushing
6.
defenses, allowing
6.
96.6. So my question to you guys would be, how does this, if they shut down the run, how does it affect the Ravens' game plan? You really have to force Lamar to throw, which we know he's capable of, but when he's not as dangerous with his feet, if the Texans are able to stop him, what does that look like?
That's the thing. If they can stop the run, but Lamar rushing is different. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like that. If they can stop that, have that spy on them. Yeah, no, you're right. I don't.
They could limit. I'd be really surprised if they just were able to shut down their run game because literally no one's been able to.
And
do
like
it.
you guys have said, I mean, I think Lamar is such a dangerous passer, but I think some of that comes when it's hand in hand with his run.
Absolutely.
And I don't think I'm breaking news there.
Right.
But again, you guys have talked about how the Ravens receivers right now aren't really.
I mean, they have
Guys.
not 1,000 yard receiver.
So I'm like, if
Not one.
that's
But they have kind of like a bunch with like 700-800.
But we're also
But
not
if
talking
you're
about that we have Mark Andrews probably coming back.
And also,
I think Isaiah
they
Likely's
have a
in good-
No, I
talented
think it's
core of
confirmed
like.
He's not coming back, Marty.
He's not.
He's not. Oh, he practiced this week.
I think I just.
I don't think he is
is
this week. He practiced. I don't think that he's going to play this
Okay.
week. They were saying maybe next week.
But my point would be, if the Texans secondary is something that you guys think the Ravens could exploit, and their receivers are something that you don't think the Ravens are extraordinarily good at, it seems like a good matchup for the Texans, or a good. I think I'm talking myself into just taking the money line.
Well, I mean, I know where you're at. You already said it. I
know,
said
but
it
now
earlier
I'm like, do I even take the points?
I got Baltimore winning 33-10.
I think so. Let me ask you guys a
Kind
question.
of like Ev's point. Sorry, one thing off of that. Kind of like Ev's point of, I don't see them starting that. Granted, they're number one or a very good defense against the run, but it's like, who's better? To quote the guy we had yesterday, Ryan Hammer, to change it over with the sports. Who's better is best. Like, so, yeah, the Texans defense, what they do at stopping the run is really good. Okay, but the Ravens' run game is still they're better
the
at
best, like, by far.
They're better at what they do than what the Texans are better at what they do. Like their run game is still, no matter how good your defensive numbers are, the Ravens I think can still like stymie people.
So, I mean, they were able to run on. I mean,
Put it on
I know
them,
the
yeah.
Niners. I missed if they were on the, but I know the Niners are like a good run defense. And I mean, they had their way with the Niners.
Yeah, you both.
they
Yeah, you
were able
both.
to
You
score
both.
quite a
Yeah, it's
bit.
who can out Will. So
I do think I'm with Phil. I think
I'm
this is
still
an
with the
ugly,
Texans.
I
ugly
think the
game.
Ravens smash them. Let me ask you a question, though. When I say this is taking nothing away from the Texans. They had 2 wins last year, whatever they had. Amazing season.
Of course.
They played the Ravens the first game. If you look at the rest of the teams that they played the entire year, they didn't play anyone of this, like,
That caliber.
this caliber. Like, really quick, they played the Ravens, right? Then they played the Colts, Jaguars, Steelers, Falcons, Saints, Panthers, Bucks, Bengals without Joe Burrow, Cardinals, Jaguars, Broncos, Jets, Titans, Browns, Titans, Colts. Like
There's not one elite team.
there's
in
not
They
one
lost
of
to the Panthers.
and they lost to the Panthers. Like then they lost to a couple. They lost to the Jets. Like they haven't played anyone that they. And listen, that's their schedule. I'm just saying for this instance, they haven't played a Lamar. They played Lamar Jackson and lost the first game, but they haven't played Lamar and this type of team in a long time. That's why I think they just kind of like they just meet their match. I don't think the matchup is great for them. I think they kind of get smoked, and that's not world like they're 8.5, 9 points. So
My favorite bet more than the money line is the under.
what's the line?
43 and a half.
43.5. I was reading it's both supposed to be very big winds, like 15 plus miles an hour.
Does that scare your bet, Rico?
what? Give me that number again.
No,
43 and a half.
Your Stroud bet. Does that scare you with the wins?
Little, yeah, obviously, but I still think he's gonna be throwing.
Also, I just want to point something out, just because I think that stat also could be skewed. It's like you have to really find like a very deep analytical stat to get something that would be like, oh no, they're this good against the run. When you're just doing yards per game, I think it's kind of baseless. It shows you a good indication, not the best, but
Yeah, I guess it is hard if they were
Yeah,
like if they were up on a a lot of teams and they were throwing
Right.
the ball, they weren't.
I just felt like I should show you.
no,
guys.
that's
No, it's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Good stats. But yeah, I'm going Ravens here.
Oh, are we? Rico, are you on the Texans or are you on the Ravens?
Texans still.
So 3 of us are on the Ravens then.
Probably a good sign. But yeah, I'm on the Texans. On the
Let's go,
Texans.
man.
Sorry.
I'll do it. The recency bias, I think, of the next. I think the recency bias also helps with some. I think it fucks with some people's brains at the wild card weekend to this, right? So like the next game, 49ers, Packers. I'm seeing a lot. I don't know what this. When I say everybody, like a lot of people on Twitter, in the office. I don't know the actual numbers. Are loving the Packers, loving. I know Dukes is. I know you are.
I'm not.
Oh, you're not. Oh, you were Texans. Sorry. I know you are. I know. Like I got Trent out there telling me he's taking a money line. I think the 49ers beat the living shit out of the Packers. Their defense stinks. The Packers' defense is not good. They're not. I don't know how they can stop any of them.
This Niners
And I
team is
get it.
so good.
I think they might not need to.
You think like it's going to be a shootout?
People within 10. I do think it's. I love the over. I love the over.
Over, I can
50
see.
and a half.
Love the over. I'm taking Packers.
know what they need
I'm
to
already
do?
on the Packers, but I'm adding the over.
I'm on 49ers. I think it's one of my more confident ones, but I'm saying what the Packers need to do is what they did early to the Cowboys is take the ball, try and score on that first drive. If they win the toss, take the ball and try and shove it down their throat because that's the only way if they assert a little dominance there. If not, I don't see how. I keep trying to get on the Packers side, and then I keep seeing plays in my head that they're just gonna run all over this fucking defense. What's the Packers defense ranked this year, Dukes? If you can look up some like in anything, maybe in like passing yards and.
Well, I heard this. I turned on Francesa. I hadn't heard him in a while, and he's going through the games quick, but I heard this stat. The 49ers, he said, one of the first teams in history or a long time to have a 1,000-yard wide receiver, tight end, and running back.
Yeah, it probably makes sense.
And then I think maybe he was misinformed because Debo. If you combine his
Ayuk
yards,
Ayuk
that's what it was.
1,000, no,
what?
Ayuk probably is 1,000.
No, Ayuk has 1,300. I think he said 2 wide receivers and then a running back.
Got it.
And the reason he combined, so Debo becomes a 1,000-yard because he got 892 passing and 225 rushing.
He also missed a couple games too, so I don't mind giving him 1,000.
Well, he's got 1,000 all-purpose, so maybe that's. But yeah, you're right. I mean, there's so many options on this San Fran team. I think Marty's got a point that the Packers, yes, name brand, a little bit of a discount. When the 49ers win every game by double digits. And I was saying to Vibs, this game could be 4 early in the fourth quarter. This game could be 6 early in the fourth quarter. And you're going, either the 49ers didn't play well or they stymie. The Packers defense shows up a little. Maybe there's a bad turnover. You can get that score very late in the fourth quarter, the middle of the fourth quarter, to put you over that number. And yeah, with the Packers like in it, but yes, the 49ers could still cover.
Oof,
I know 9.5 sounds like a lot of points.
What's that, rushing?
All you need is the one to go over.
So this is their rushing defense. So I honestly think that this is a bad matchup for the Packers. And I was
Yes,
talking to Ev about this too. The 49ers are going to be able to have their way with the run, I believe. And then that opens up Brock Purdy to have the pass with like open passing lanes, which we know by what Clemmer talked about yesterday's QBR and everything. Second, I agreed with what the broadcast said last week, and let me know if you guys think. The Packers' offense has been so dangerous when they had the run and then open up the vertical passing. Their run game relying on that. And I was saying the 49ers have like secondary issues. I think if the 49ers interior could stop the Packers' run, it'll enable the passing to also deter.
Oh yeah.
So and Ev thinks that, and I'll just Ev, you can speak for yourself more, elaborate on this. But Ev is like, I have confidence that the Packers O-line is so good that it'll be able to get the yardage in the run game. Right?
I think they can be good. I think they're very good. I think they've been good enough to at least keep them honest. Like at a minimum, I think they can at least like have enough success in the run game, keep them honest. I mean Dallas had been a good defense at home. Like they ran all over. I'm not saying they're going to do that to San Fran, but I think if they can just do enough to keep them honest, I think like the passing game is going to be open.
Yeah, that's where
I'm betting on Jordan Love has been on fire.
Bosa and Chase Young is like that's and again.
I mean, I'll put it this, and this is going back to last year, so you can take it granted salt. I'm only saying it because their personnel is essentially the same. I mean, the Eagles ran all over them last year in that NFC Championship game. Like, they can be ran on. I'm saying this personnel can be ran on.
Does it worry you, to Rico's point, that 11 of the 12 wins the Niners have had have been over 10 points?
Sure.
Like you said, when they win, they dominate.
It's gambling for a reason. There's definitely like reservations I have.
Yeah.
But I just feel confident. When I see this team, I really just think like they're just a team. They just have so much momentum. They're well coached. Just a red hot quarterback.
Yeah, but you don't see my point too of that. It could be close too, and they just get that one put away score.
But I could just counter. You could see my point where they could be down 17.
And get a garbage touchdown.
Get a garbage like the way they've been throwing the ball.
I'm more scared of what Ev is saying than you know what I'm saying. Like I'm heavy on the Niners.
I just think a lot of people are like, and rightfully so. Like they do have momentum that does matter. That wild card teams have made the Super Bowl. I get that. It's just, it's good. I just think it just ends very poorly for them.
It could for sure. It could blow up
and I see your side. Like Jordan Love has again been the best quarterback in the last 11 weeks.
I think we're going to get 2 blowout games on Saturday. Saturday, I think, is going to be kind of a bust.
I hope not. I hope we get one.
Well, I said
it.
If it sucks
too. But I think I feel pretty confident they're both going to be.
Yeah.
It sucks. I wish that there was a way that you could look up stats from like Thanksgiving on.
Sure, there is.
Well,
what do you want to do?
That's what I was gonna say too. Like the Packers have become a very different team, basically since, like you said, that
They
Thanksgiving
showed
against the
that
Lions.
in the last game. They showed that literally Jordan Love is the best quarterback in the NFL, like in the past 10 weeks.
Yeah, basically, he had 9 regular season and then the playoff game.
He had the most throwing, least interceptions. He had the most throwing yards, and I think he had the most touchdowns.
Well, what is his ratio? Isn't like what are you saying?
It's
That?
like
27 to 1.
21 and 1.
24 to 1.
21,
Insane
21
stretch.
touchdowns.
Yeah, so
and
in
one
that,
pick or
yeah,
something
you
like
should
that.
put more weight. You're right in that stretch of games than that whole season.
Like they started 2 and 5,
That was
and
just,
then have been
that
on
was,
ages
I'm,
18.
I have nothing against Jordan Love. I have more. It's the defense. I don't think that they can stop the 49ers whatsoever.
But on the flip side, how good has the Packers defense been if we sort the numbers from Thanksgiving? I'm not saying it's like exceptional, but does that change? I'm big with that in March.
they've had
the
their-
efficiencies, like they say, oh, that team's, whatever on offense.
They've
okay,
been
tell me what
better.
they've done in the last month and a half of conference. They're playing better.
They've
Like,
had their
sometimes
blips
it's what did you do
radar.
for me lately?
But you also got to take into account who they're playing. That's
Oh,
right. That's right.
Dude, 1,000%. They're playing fucking aliens in the 49ers. They're unbelievable. But I'm saying more so, let's not judge the Packers on a season base. Let's take a look at that.
They've had their blips the last. They've had some really good performances. I know they laid the 1 egg to the Bucks, but that was like
And then right after that, they gave up 30 to the Panthers.
a month and a half ago.
Nobody
They
could
You
have
can't give up 30 points to the Panthers.
I mean, they did lose to the Giants, then the Bucks, and then let up 30 to the Panthers. Like that's why I'm saying like the Panthers
held the Chiefs to 19.
Then they beat the Vikings with no quarterback,
No
and
quarterback.
the Bears 17-9. And
In a last week.
I think like we're really like he's been good, but again, that defense is not good, and I think that they're playing a different animal. And last week, yes, they played great, they did, but Dak also gave them two turnovers early. Correct?
That's what we were saying.
Well, gave them, or they don't get credit for earning them. They didn't earn the turnovers.
So honestly, one of them looked like it just went straight to the guy.
I mean,
But
J.R. Alexander literally made like
That
a
one,
diving
sure.
pick, and then
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
one he jumped the route.
I guess they earned
Well,
it. but
both things can be
also-
true.
Yeah, I guess both. Like, I mean, he just made. No matter what, there's still two turnovers, right? Like that. It was they beat the shit out of him early, and again, they could do that to the 49ers. I have no idea. I just think that. I think that it's truly I'm betting against the 49ers offense against their defense.
For all
that
this
scary,
talk on the
guys?
Packers defense only gave up 30-plus 4 times. And one of them was last week against the Cowboys in that.
And that was
bit
a
of garbage.
I don't count that. Yeah.
So
They also led up to the Panthers and
In the Bucks.
they only scored 17 against the Bears. Like there is like it goes back.
They
agreed, but they're
needed-
not giving up 30 every
30's a lot. I mean,
It is a lot.
No one's really.
Yeah,
I just think you could say like you because
What?
They gave up 24 to Tommy DeVito. We forgot that.
Yeah.
Also, like there is the chance also of Brock Purdy just once in a while throws a game where he has 3 interceptions.
100%.
If that happens again, like the Packers should like. I'm not breaking news here. Should cover and should be in that game.
All I'm saying is I think I'm going to be
Devontae Adams.
taking all of Christian McCaffrey's props. I think that he's going to just light them up himself.
over is I honestly I like the
I like the over a lot.
I like the over really probably more than
you
I like
love
the
the over.
Packers. But I do. I'm on Packers. I think they're a team of destiny.
All right, on to Sunday. Detroit hosting Tampa Bay. Detroit minus 6.5. Total 49.5. I like the over here first play. I think, like we said, Baker now is in a little bit of a groove. You got to give him credit. I said the Bucs were going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. That's a bad conference. I didn't think they had much going in. They seem to have found something with Baker. Like, credit to him. It's played out of control. I think the Lions are going to need to score. I think the Lions in that dome, I feel like a lot of points. I like this over 49.5.
Yeah, I don't hate where your head's at. I mean, I do. I think later in the week I've talked myself into the Tampa with the points.
Yep.
I haven't got to the window yet, but I think
Love.
I'm going to.
I'm not even kidding.
The more it's
Take Baker away.
How does the one thing that people aren't the Lions' offense has been phenomenal. They have a very good offensive line. Their defense stinks.
Horrible.
They're a team where now I'm on the other side of the foot where it's kind of my similar situation where I want to take the points because I think their defense is very good. The Tampa's offense, I mean, really good receiving core. Like I don't know how they guard Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Like I don't know how
We're
they.
also
do
not talking about their running game has been
It's
really
been better
good
for
too.
sure. It's been better.
I don't get how.
Touchdown getting 6.5, almost. If I can get 70 with like minus 120, that's
I think the Rams are a 3.5 better. Like they were what 3 or minus 2.5,
like 3, yeah, 3.
and 6.5 is a lot of points.
Let's.
for the
I mean, the
Lions, I think.
Ravens. I'm sorry, the Rams don't kick a field goal; they win the game.
If they don't, yeah,
Trade a touchdown for a field goal.
100%. That's what I'm saying. I think 6.5 is. What's this?
It's rushing defense based on yards.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's why I think. That's
but
why I've been
Tampa
saying
Bay's
since
good
the
at-
beginning of the year that
Tampa
I
Bay's
think they're a
good
bad
at throwing
matchup for
the
the
ball.
Niners.
Huh?
Tampa Bay's good at throwing the ball, so yeah, they're going to stymie the run, Detroit, but let them throw it.
No, but the Bucks rushing was really good too.
Agreed as well.
And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
they really like to do. They love getting. Their offense is obviously good. We know that, but it was also stagnant in the second half of the Rams.
The Lions are like towards the bottom against the pass.
I like the over here.
Same with the Bucks.
So they're
in
the same
fairness.
team.
Yeah, kind
That's why I like the over.
Are they over? That makes sense.
I'm betting more on this game than any game I bet all year, and I'm betting on the Lions.
Yeah, that makes me like you said against the Eagles and it's the Bucks. Yours really down the Bucks. I think.
I'm really down the Bucks.
I think that's. I'm not trying to be a dick.
Oh
but
yeah,
you,
yeah, I am.
It's like when you get on a team and you're like, I know that team sucks, and then it keeps surprising.
Finding
you.
your chase.
And I've been burned
chasing the
before. I was
tail.
burned. Say I'm new at this. I was burned in 2002 January when the Patriots went on a run. It cost me $1,000 when I never sent to my name. So I've been down this road and I've been burned before. Believe me.
He threw out 2002 right there.
No,
That's awesome.
tell me again how new I am at this. When I was in college and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta drink.
Yeah, well, you haven't changed since
I
2002.
gotta drink granite vodka now because I'm too poor to drink anything else.
You haven't changed in 2002.
I could see a lot of pressure. I could see a lot of pressure on the line.
My weight hasn't changed too much.
My advice would be if you do think the Lions are going to win, put them away early. Because the longer and longer this goes, the looming doom and gloom of Detroit of never winning anything. And yes, you finally got the monkey off your back. You won the playoff game. But it's almost even worse if the Ravens win and the 49ers win and it's like, oh, here we go. Chalk, 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 chalk. And then all of a sudden the Lions like, uh-oh, another possession here. We're in this game.
That's
War.
true.
And like I could just see their fan base being excited, obviously, but being like, here we go again. You know what I mean?
Let me ask
I
you
also-
a question.
Go ahead.
Sorry, saw this yesterday. Okay, so one, you're right. If the Ravens and the 49ers win, you better be worried about the
Right.
Bucks.
And before Clemmer jumps in,
Makes no sense, but
Obviously,
it does.
Detroit's demise has nothing to do with the fact of Jared
it
Goff
does.
actually playing the game, but it
No, it
does.
does.
It's
No,
just
but-
one of those things. It's like watching a thunderstorm, and it's just coming.
Let me actually.
Oh,
No, it does.
Goff's been to a Super Bowl. You can't do that with Goff.
No, it does because listen to this. Okay, the Lions, right? Everyone's like, you got the whole story. Oh, they're crying. You have fucking Dan Campbell being like, if you weren't like, don't jump on us now. Don't jump on the bandwagon now. You got Gardner Johnson saying stuff about Baker. What's the Bucs said? The Bucs have said zero. Watch the film. They've been saying nothing. The Lions have so much shit going on about like this is the highest it's ever been. Like ticket sales to get in. It's there's so much pressure on the Lions this game. So much. And I don't care what you say. Like that is like you feel that as a team. Like yes, they got the monkey off the back the first game, but now it's like now they're expecting shit. They lost the
But
first
on
game.
the
It's
other
like,
hand,
whatever.
you can play these cliches. On the other hand, you can be like, well, they're too young to know any better. Oh, some of these guys, they've never been here before. They're just having fun and doing.
What do you mean?
You've heard that kind of cliche before, like, oh, these guys are so young, they don't know any better.
They're not really a young team
I'm with Clemmer.
for the
I think-
most part.
I think guys like
Lions are my favorite
Hutchinson
bet.
and I mean, some of their best players
Like the
are
Lions?
younger.
Lions are, I think, are my favorite bet. of the
Well,
year.
Goff's
I'm
not.
going to say this: if the Lions come out and start the game 10-0, Baker might as well go home because
I disagree.
no.
So
They can. They haven't
That loud
throw the ball.
like you.
Yeah,
you
I'm
can
with
ju-
Rico. They're
That
off to a
loud.
hot start.
Listen, obviously it's going to be. It's more so that you know what I'm saying, Marty. Where
I get it. Obviously,
you
but-
come in as a dog, you come in as the upstart story, and you're in that loud facility. You either shut them up early or it's a long.
Everyone's
fucking day,
written off
and
the
then
Bucks.
It never
already.
stops.
They've been written off. They were written
Agreed.
off last week.
Yes.
They're written off today. Like they don't. You're playing a team that's got really nothing to lose against a team that has everything to lose.
No, but you guys were saying the crowd would be out of it and all like, woe is me, which they could happen.
No,
but
no,
if they
no.
get
I'm
off to
not
a
talking about the
terrible
crowd. No,
You're
I'm
gonna
not
get
talking
loud.
about that. I'm not talking about
the crowd. I don't think the crowd will basically.
The crowd will
ever be
No,
out
they'll
of it.
never
never
be
be
out
out of it, but
Unless
they
it's like
will.
21
I'm
to 0.
talking about how-
That negative energy. You guys were just talking about how like
Hold on.
not.
I think it's so. The point I was
completely
going to
misunderstood.
make is more about. I think that it's going to be tough. Like the emotional dump they had last week.
Yes.
I think might be hard to come back because going off what Marty was saying in terms of like thinking about even the Packers of this big win. No one was crying after they won.
Right.
The Texans, no one was crying after they won. These are guys literally in tears. Like, I think it's tough to almost get up. Like now, obviously they're going to get up for the game, but I think there's some on some level. it's tough to get up again. Like it's the big, like they treated that wild card game like it was the fucking Super Bowl.
Right, but if they get off to a
That was
10-0
everything.
start, you can still ride that wave. And
Sure, but
and-
if they're down 10-0, then the negativity.
But
creeps
to
in.
me,
it's
I don't.
7-0.
I don't. They both have such good offenses. I don't think either. Like I don't think either of them get down 10-0 and it's like, oh, this game's
It's over. Yeah.
Like I think either of them are capable of
I'm
coming
just
back.
saying you're-
All I
Team
meant was
that
Ev,
has-
though, it's as an opposing quarterback. You know it's a raucous environment.
Sure.
You go in there, you're down 10-0. The loud that you thought was loud,
Sure,
now
of
even
course.
louder,
He's
and you're
played-
down,
he's
and it's
played
like
in,
no,
they've all played in it.
I know, but it's just the team is now. It feels like you're just
100%.
getting piled on.
Momentum,
You're
yes.
climbing up a.
But think
fucking
about
hill
it the
and it's
opposite
like,
way. If the Bucks go up 7-0,
Agreed.
everyone's there.
Everybody's going,
Their
here we-
assholes are clenched, being
here
like,
we
"Oh
go."
my god, here we go."
And that's what I'm saying. The
All
Lions,
sadness.
if you do think the Lions are going to win this game, put them away early because the longer and longer this goes, the more like worry there is. So
I think that also-
I like the over.
the
I'm
first
just
time-
rooting for points.
The first time that the Lions played, David Montgomery had 6 carries, 14 yards. Craig Reynolds was their leading rusher. They didn't have Jahmyr Gibbs. So, like, I think that could also be taken into account.
Go down a second, or a quick.
Yeah,
no,
that's a
second,
huge
just go down
thing,
a little
dude.
bit. I was just
Sure.
wanting to see the receiving as well. I was just curious, just matchup wise, because I think I like some of the like we had
up a
Dukes
little
that said
bit?
everyone to bring a touchdown score.
Like Mike Evans also only had 49. Like, I don't know. I what was the score?
20-6.
I like
I remember the game.
I like Debo. It's going to be mine.
So, also with... I think that the lines from my head, I agree with, like, kind of your rationale behind the emotional dump, but I also am talking myself into... They were like... They got the monkey off their back. That was their toughest playoff game. Once you win that, you're playing with house money at that point. You had the most emotional possible game that you could have in the playoffs in round 1, playing your former quarterback.
They
and
made
have
it
these-
that though.
No, that would be any storyline.
I think if they played
with any
anybody, they
NFL
would've
team.
cried.
If your former quarterback, who is an All-Pro, there for 12 seasons, gives his blood, sweat, and tears, goes to win a Super Bowl with LA, you get the LA quarterback who nobody wanted. That is it.
That
There
was-
is-
No,
there is
I think they
more
cried no matter
emotional-
who they
I think
played.
they cried if they beat.
It was literally it was their
agree.
second
No, but
playoff win
the
since
losing,
like the 60s.
losing to Goff. I'm sorry, losing to
Stafford playing
Stafford
huge-
would have been a
It's
night-
I think it's a
100%.
cherry.
that
on
was a
top. I don't
10.
think it's
That was
like
a 10 out of 10.
If they played
This
the
one, though,
Bucks
now there's
last
a-
game, they
there's-
would have cried.
It's pressure.
100%.
It's now. It's when was the
100%.
last time there was pressure for the Lions to go to the AFC Championship game?
Exactly.
The Lions are
saying.
expected to go to the playoffs. You know,
They're almost a
think-
touchdown
I don't think
favorites.
they're expected. I don't
What do
think
you
They're
mean?
literally
by the
they're literally
season,
a
they're
touchdown.
They are now,
favorite.
dude.
They're
I
definitely
agree.
100% favorite. I think this is a
From New York
9.7
Central,
out of
yes.
10.
Like,
No,
from
not from
every
New York
quarter-
Central, from
yes.
Detroit.
No, I think Detroit fans, like, I know
You're
my
insane.
friends legitimately just like, they're like, it's house money at this point.
So is the but
I'm sure
isn't
the
the
fan-
Bucks house
But
money?
I'm sure some
the
fans
fans
feel like that.
the fans can
Sure.
feel that way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they literally have never been here
Right.
ever.
Yes.
So that I understand.
Yeah, but like looking
But
at it,
the
it's
team, I don't think it's house
the team
money.
Is your,
Get Eminem on the line.
I just
Go
think that
Slim.
you just there's
Mariah Carey.
it's house. I think it's actually house money with the Bucks when you were expected 0 to all the pressure.
They're
on
gonna
the
play
line.
loose. They're gonna
What do
play
you guys think are a
fast.
better team, the Rams or the Bucks?
I truly think it's a very close.
But I think we find
Bucks
out.
defense is better.
Bucks
this
defense
way,
better. and
Rams
their
offense, I probably lean better.
I think it's a very close team. That's
Rams-
why I'm saying the spread is crazy to me. That it's 6.5 to 3.
Well, I have good news for you if you're afraid of the spread. Because the monster money line is back.
yeah,
That's
one of them's
right.
losing.
It's back. I couldn't stay away this week. You got the Ravens, the Niners, and the Lions, and it's plus money. It's plus 104. Go get it. Monster money line. You guys got to be with me this week on this.
No, for sure not. The Packers probably went outright.
No, because that's the
Packers
only
shocked
one
the
you
world.
have.
I don't know about
That's the only
Packers
one you have. That's
No,
why.
no, I like the Bucks too.
Oh yeah.
I said I like the
But
Bucks.
you get the monster money line, though. So you don't have to worry about the 9 points with the Packers.
Somebody's gonna fuck it up. I don't know who it is. It might even be the Texans. I think they're the least likely, but who knows?
Ride with me on the monster money line parlay.
Yeah, I also throw the Chiefs in. The Chiefs don't count as a dog. Like
Not the same way they're dogs.
just don't.
They're a dog, but not the same. Not in the same way.
By the numbers, I think one dog is going to win outright. But if it's the Chiefs, I just go, yeah, okay, one dog won, but don't really count. I do think, I don't know who it's going to be, but one of those three usually wins. Division.
there's one
It seems like
of
there's
these
that.
that win
We don't ever
outright.
get the dream matchups that I keep talking about. We don't get. a lot. You know what I mean? It's not always.
You're saying
one,
you want Lions.
Well, but I think,
49ers?
but if the Ravens,
it's not always
if the
1-2, 1-2
if the
to a
Ravens
degree.
win,
You know
I
what
think
mean?
it's
I know the lines are 3, but whatever.
the Ravens winning. It makes no matter what. There's a dream matchup. I think. As long as the Ravens win,
yeah.
Ravens,
Yeah.
Bills, or
We
Ravens,
said
Chiefs
that.
is,
It's
like,
a joke.
is incredible no
Yes,
matter what.
but by that point of that pie of all those situations of dream matchups, who would fuck it up the most? The Ravens losing.
For sure.
There you go. So that's what makes me, you know what I mean? Like,
Rico, can I just chime in really quick?
sure.
Just ask you, is Barstool Radio going on today?
No. Next week.
Okay.
So we have a hard out.
We do not.
I just want to make sure it's getting to that time where I was like, when do I have
Next
to start
week we
playing the music?
no,
So
I
we
got it. Yeah, I got something going on. But
Yeah, I know. So just
We could
just
end
keep
soon. It's just because we're pretty much done.
We had Chiefs.
yeah,
I love the
I
Chiefs.
didn't-
guys.
Well, let's go before we forget this.
Yeah.
I'm bringing Debo. So, Dukes, you can start firing it up. I'm going to go with Debo for a touchdown. 4 legs, 4 guys. Who do you got?
Chris Godwin.
Oh fuck! Well, I gotta change mine now.
Why? Who'd you
Well,
have?
I
With
would.
Evans, so I'm gonna change mine.
That was the. I would both of
Yeah,
them. I think they both might score.
Okay, then fuck it. Should I not change
no,
it?
we'll each. You. I'll take Godwin. You take Evans.
I hate
No.
I hate this talk. Bucks touchdowns. What are you doing?
I like the over, so that's good for that.
Fuck it. It was mine.
I took some Godwin other props. So I took like his over receiving yards.
This is for our touchdown parlay. We're doing this.
Yeah, I'll change mine then. I'll go. Who was yours, Rico?
Debo.
Okay.
If I wasn't picking Debo,
I have Josh Allen.
I like likely.
I like it.
Josh Allen minus 120.
Okay, and I'll go Pacheco.
Oh, I love that.
We don't need to do 2 of the same team.
High scoring.
I know, but it's for if people want to take it, I would understand not seeing
Right.
that being like. I was between Evans and Pacheco anyway, so I'll go Pacheco.
Fire it up.
Chris God. I know they're not great against the slot.
480, huh?
It's great.
Is that all 4?
You guys like anybody else in that 49ers game that I could switch out Debo?
You said the Niners game.
Kittle.
Yeah.
I like Kittle.
Why is Debo bad? I don't understand.
Just if we're looking at higher prices.
want me to
I think
add-
Kittle's
can
going to
can
have a
can
field day
can
with
give a
their
touchdown score?
linebackers.
Who do you got?
Should I do a different game? Because I had one. I had one in this game, in the Chiefs game too.
Who is it?
Pat Mahomes.
I also,
That jumps it up. Though. I'm doing that
quarterbacks.
separately. I think that's like plus
yeah.
4.
you know who I also liked, if we will jump it up? I liked Likely.
425.
That's what I just said. I like Likely as well. He's been a touchdown machine.
You can take Likely out for.
I said earlier in the week, you want to be sick. I Jordan Love plus 1,000.
No, I don't want to be a sicko.
Which I mean, it's Love scores are all 4 of these guys scored double the odds. Just saying.
I think it's got to be. I think I'm going to take David Montgomery. David Montgomery or Moan Round St. Brown. Who you guys can pick the panel?
Montgomery.
Montgomery.
I think that, yeah.
He gets a lot of the goal line
He's
work.
kind of like the Jalen Hurts. I know this is dumb.
No, he is.
He's kind of
No,
like the
he
Jalen. Like when it's in the 5-yard line.
If they're running up the
No,
middle,
they,
like he's
they do
getting
give
the
it to him
ball.
a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not even betting this the line in this Chiefs Bills game. I'm just gonna bet the over and just root for points. I'm just gonna have
Chiefs.
fun, get some popcorn, just root for touchdowns.
I'm again. I have Bills 28-1. I'm taking Chiefs just a small amount.
I think the Bills are getting a little too sexy now.
Oh, the Chiefs are the play.
I
I
guess
have no idea. I have really no idea.
I think Chiefs plus. If you're getting 3 of them, I think that's a good.
I think everyone's really is on like Bills.
Are they?
I think so.
I bet you. I'm sure you're right. I don't know. I'm not gonna bet against Pat Mahomes right now. I don't want to bet against Josh Allen right now. So I'm
Like
just gonna root for both.
Honestly, I
Mahomes
think
in 3 points.
I'm gonna enjoy the
3
game.
points.
I'm gonna enjoy some good football.
What is Big Cat had a funny line. He's like, whoever has the ball is my favorite team of all time,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm gonna do on.
I'm seeing.
So you're gonna bet the over.
I'm seeing.
Oh yeah. I'm betting. It's the only I'm betting. I'm not betting.
Oh, you're betting the over in that game.
I'm seeing
in that one. I'm not betting Chiefs or Bills. I'm only betting the over.
bets and money on Bills. Bets and money on Lions. Bets and money way less slightly Packers. Bets and money on Texans.
On Texans.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by
From
that.
what I'm seeing. So, and I was on them before that became like sharp. So, yeah, I think this is a win-win. If Buffalo wins and they're in an AFC Championship game again,
Good storyline both ways.
great storyline, unbelievable.
Not just great.
I'm just
but great teams. Like, I'm
Agreed.
excited for
100%. 100%. I decided, I guess, when we first started watching them, like, I'm in on Mahomes. I want Mahomes to just keep being the guy. Let Mahomes have a dynasty team. If they lose, they lose one, or maybe they get to a point where they're the same thing with Brady. They're like a 10-point favorite in a Super Bowl, and that's the one he loses, or he's chasing the record. I am invested in, and without even really like loving the guy. Obviously, he's a great quarterback, but like
He's a good guy.
no real fandom. Don't like simp for him. This and that. I am all in on Mahomes' career.
You are simping.
Simping
I
right
have
now.
the odds.
I'm all in on Mahomes, and us watching this unfold of him chasing a dynasty. I want the Chiefs to win. I'm on the Chiefs. I also think you don't get Mahomes with a plus sign in front of him, so I will take that.
Touchdown odds. 5 touchdown parlay. It's Josh Allen, Isaiah Pacheco, Dave Montgomery, Chris Godwin, Oh, sorry. Yeah, you guys heard it.
Debo, my guy. No, take Debo out. It's fine. I stink anyway.
You do stink.
No,
You
I
do.
lost last night by a hook in overtime.
Yeah, I saw that.
it's
the worst.
plus 3515.
3515. Did you not have Debo in that original set for that 4? You know when it said plus 547?
No, I was in there.
All right.
Well, it was 4. It was
I
4.
added a fifth touchdown comer.
If it's Chiefs versus Ravens, I think I'm rooting for Lamar. I want Lamar to
That's
get
too
one.
far. That's too far. Who's winning this game, and which side are you taking?
Well, you were talking about how you're Mahomes. Oh, I don't have a side in this one. I have no side. I have no idea. I'm only over. That's all I'm on the over.
Ev, talk to me. It's the Bills or it's the Chiefs?
Chiefs in the points. In my perfect world, the Bills win, Chiefs cover. I'm like in my head. I just think my brain. I just can't. I got 3.5. I can't. Mahomes, but even just 3. Mahomes and 3 is just like a playoff game. I have to.
Are we worried about him on the road? He's never had a playoff game on the road. Is that right?
I think
We
that's
are until we see
has-
something. Yeah, I mean,
Super Bowls.
That's not
I know, but it is on the road for him in his mind.
He hasn't had a true road game.
It's true.
technically Tampa was on the road, even in that Super Bowl.
And they lost. They looked horrible.
Yeah, but I guess it
Technically,
wasn't.
they didn't score.
Yeah.
They didn't score a touchdown.
Technically,
But yeah, no, they haven't had a true road game in the playoffs. It's crazy.
Should that worry us more than it is?
No, I think that's why I like the Chiefs, because everyone's going to talk about this fucking narrative the whole time.
Yeah.
He hasn't done it, and he's just like, oh, there's Mahomes. He did another check off his box.
I would. Yes, that's. I'm very interested
And-
to
and
see.
he
It's a
could-
legacy. It's a legacy.
And he could fucking lose, and you still cover.
Yeah.
He can.
Well,
like,
with your 3.5,
like
yeah,
he
I mean,
can lose.
I'm seeing 2.5
but even
right
but
now.
even 3. But even like a hard 3. I mean, you can lose. And
I'm technically betting both teams, so I'm a bad guy to look at.
Are you?
I have the future, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
probably going to bet the Chiefs.
Is that what are you doing that to hedge? You doing that because you believe it?
I'm believing it more than I'd
probably a
like
little
to.
of both.
Yeah. I'm only small, though. Like, I'm not going to really...
Are we all on the over on this game, or am I alone there?
Not touching the
the
total.
weather really is scaring me.
So go through. What are you guys all on?
Chiefs.
We're all Chiefs in the over.
I'm only over.
Yeah,
I'm on Bills.
No side.
Bills.
don't want it.
Bills
not
and Lions
playing.
are
Or
like,
no
I think,
total,
my
I
two
mean.
favorites. Bills and Lions are my 2 favorite plays this weekend.
All right.
I love the Lions. Lions.
I'm
with you,
against
dude.
both of them.
Yeah, I'm against both of them. I don't know.
The Lions are my favorite play as well. The Lions are my favorite play of the year. I'm putting the most money.
Well,
I said.
last week the Eagles were the
It's
favorite,
Goaty.
favorite
were?
one of the year.
I'm putting more money in this game than I am in the Eagles game.
I think this is the year. Like I think even
So
like
fuck you, Marty.
if you want to compare Mahomes to whoever, like I think this is the year that like Josh Allen can get to a Super Bowl or like win
Yes.
his Super Bowl. I do
Yes.
think that this has that one year that like somebody slips by Mahomes.
We see if there's any chinks in the armor with Mahomes here.
It's
in
got
terms of
both.
what-
Like we
yes.
said, Josh Allen, we have 2 good storylines if either of them win. And I think there's also, because also, Dukes, what you said about Josh, it's finally like to get past Mahomes. People are also saying that about Mahomes, so he just gets past everyone again. It's like, oh, he has the worst receivers. He has all these drops. He's got nobody, and he still gets to the Super Bowl. You know, like could be also a storyline that's in my fucking head that I can't get out.
Say one thing: the defense is the best he's had in his time. What do they say? Defense travels.
And the Bills didn't look good last week. Let's just call it how it was. They didn't look great.
This whole stretch, like they have not like been world beaters. They've won some. They've been like hot in
And
won games, but
hard to beat a team twice.
People
Hard to beat a
say
team
the-
3 times.
The teams who say
that stat is proven to be like totally false.
yes.
Three?
I think it was.
Yeah.
I think both probably.
Oh, is the
I know
Eagles?
the
Wasn't it
three-
Eagles
3 is
Giants?
false.
I know.
just said it
I know.
because I'm just
I
on
know
the
it
other
became a
side.
big thing.
The only team who says it's
when
hard to beat
it was like the Bucks
lost
Saints.
twice.
Yes.
The Bucks Saints that became a big thing.
1,000%.
There was some stat that people looked up, and it was like, no, the team you wins
Well, we had Giants Eagles last year.
65% of the time.
Oh, really?
It was
Giants
something
Eagles
like
last
that.
year, no? Did the Giants steal one from him last year?
No, we haven't beat the Eagles.
there you go. All right, so
we haven't beat the Cowboys or the Giants.
they
the
beat the
Eagles
shit out
in
of us.
quite some
Yeah.
time.
They
that-
beat us even more handily the third
That
time.
was the third time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we lost the Eagles 3 times. Yeah.
Right.
We literally haven't beat the Eagles or Cowboys in like forever.
What's the only team the Chiefs have beaten? What's the only playoff team the Chiefs have beaten this year?
Ooh.
Dolphins?
Yes.
They beat the Dolphins twice, I guess, now.
Yeah, but I guess you could do that with a lot of teams. Like I know you could do it with the Texans. The Ravens have beaten every playoff team.
Yeah, the Ravens are. I mean, they've just been the best team by far.
Yeah.
I got this DM just now. It says, LaFleur hates Shanahan. It's personal. The Pack will not be outcoached. I haven't heard the crew talk about that yet.
Coaches do nothing.
Well, I knew there was history there, like that was, but I don't.
I'm sure the other side doesn't like each other.
And I hate Bill
What about the other
Belichick,
side?
but he's still gonna outcoach me, whether I hate him or not. You know, like I mean,
They're both good coaches. Like I think Shanahan
Shanahan's-
and
Yeah, I would say
LaFleur are both
Shanahan's-
good coaches.
They're both definitely
both awesome coaches. I
Shanahan's
don't think. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna coach harder.
Yeah. He just watches it now.
I just think, and this is nothing. This is not me like saying this has anything to do with the spread or anything, but it just I think I said it earlier in the week. Just the narrative of them never beating San Fran with Rodgers and then just doing it with Love would just be like that's one like you talk about like picturing something that I can just visualize that. Just like Jordan Love like goes into San Fran and wins and like Rodgers like all these good teams like could just never do it. They always lost the Niners.
Yeah, he would be the most
And then Love going in year one and just beats the Niners as like 10-point dogs.
crazy. Yeah, it's it's crazy.
No. Just no.
I visualize. I can.
I
I'm picturing
visualized
it.
35-4.
The Packers are going to the NFC Championship game.
No. No.
That would be bad.
All right,
This is also because we're also talking about the 49ers. Like, if you want to talk about storylines, like, they are revenge from last year from Brock Purdy being hurt and not being able to throw the ball in the playoffs. Like, that's also, no one's talking about that. Like, they're trying to just do the same thing. They would have probably won the Super Bowl last year.
They've had the same revenge the last like few years.
Yeah, but
Like
last year was simply like
they've been this close for like
last year there was a
since
certain.
they've been this close. I mean, since like that Super Bowl, they were up 10 points in the fourth quarter against the Chiefs.
Last year, like they couldn't throw at all. Like the guy couldn't.
Yeah, they had like
actually
3
throw.
quarterbacks get hurt.
Yeah, like
even the guy behind
guy
Josh
who-
Johnson got hurt.
Yeah, they couldn't. They literally had to hand the ball. So this time, I'm like, this is. But we'll see. We'll see. Want to do picks?
Yeah, I do. What do you got tonight, Marty?
So, I want to. Did this stand out to you guys, Ev? I'm really talking to you. Stonehill plus 3.5.
It didn't look too much money in the crumbs tonight.
2-17, and they're playing Fairleigh Dickinson. That's 8-11, and they lost to them at Fairleigh Dickinson in overtime this year already. Plus 3.5 Stonehill. They just became Division I like this year.
That game, that Fairleigh Dickinson game, that was literally a few days ago. It was the 13th. It was
Yeah.
not even a week ago.
So I'm going. I mean, if you're 2-17, you have plus 3.5. That's it against any team. I'm in. I'm gonna go Stonehill. I'm going Georgetown plus 12.5 against Xavier. I'm going Indiana plus 11.5 against Wisconsin.
Go ahead, Ev.
I'm on Georgetown. This is Georgetown plus 12.5, and I'm on Colorado State minus 7.
I like Colorado.
Oh, I'm adding. I forgot that game as
Those
well.
are
Colorado State.
those are the only two.
Colorado State at home. The one I'm going to give out, I like Akron, Kent State over 143.5.
Also, just quick for tomorrow night for my UFC heads out there. I love Sean Strickland. I think DDP gets it done in the main event for my UFC people. Just my opinion. Check out Spinning Backwards this week. Good episode.
Clemmer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any picks for tonight, but just people should just be loading up in the Monster Money Line parlay. I mean, that's just what they should be doing.
I got a couple of college basketball plays. Hofstra, by the way, burned me last night.
They're horrible. Fuck
Dude,
them.
but their second.
Told
Did
you.
did you see the second half?
Yeah,
they
they
put
were-
up 60 in the second
Yeah,
half.
I know.
You also gave out Charles. Yeah, that was a screamer second half bet.
That was crazy.
Weren't
'cause-
they down at the half?
Who?
Hofstra?
Yeah.
Wait,
by
that's
like
a screamer.
14.
What was the line in the second half?
I took them live, so like I didn't get like burned, but for my best plays.
What were they
yesterday-
laying before the game?
18 and a
18?
half.
And they won by
18 and a half.
what, 11 or 12?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took them when they were down.
I think they
18.
covered the second.
Dukes, let me just say one thing.
Sure they did.
I tweeted Michigan State like, oh, what a horrible loss. I had no business being around the number no matter what. But I don't care what you say. When you're gambling on something and you're up 12 and the number's 11, you're up 12 with 32 seconds left, and then they foul and you're up 10 with the ball with 29 seconds left, and they don't foul, is brutal. I don't care if you're not supposed to be there or not, you could admit both. It's still a brutal loss. If you're up 10, the number's 11, and you have the ball with 29 seconds left, and they don't foul, and they fouled before when they were down 12, makes no sense.
I saw that game. I thought you meant that they lost outright. Like I was watching, I knew they were in control, and then I go, did they did something crazy happen? I was surprised the line was that big.
That's why I took it, because I was like,
It makes no sense.
It made
Michigan
no
State
sense.
was
Yeah,
just
it's almost like the Colorado State one tonight, where it's like UNLV's been playing well.
Pac-12's bad. I was saying to Ev, do we think Altman moves on? Like he's had a great run.
Well, so I didn't realize because you started talking about the Pac-12, and I look, they're first in the Pac-12.
Who?
Oregon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
They just lost a conference game last night.
They're 5-1. They're first. They're still first.
But so then the same thing you were saying to me, Arizona State's also like right there in the Pac-12.
They're like 4-2 or 4-3.
But
Now they're
Colorado-
4-2, yeah.
Oregon's also going to Colorado is a tough game.
Colorado's a great team.
100%. But
You just said, is he done?
Well, no, the reason he can't when me and Bosco walked in, the first thing he said to me at our desk, he was like, "You think they're going to get rid of Altman?" I was thinking in my head, I was like, "It was
not rid of. I think he might step away.
Oh, got it. But he was going to and I obviously the thought had just never occurred to me before. So I was thinking about. I was like, oh, like I don't know. Like I guess he had some.
If it's not his guys, he'll get rid of him in a second.
He's had some runs lately.
Sprinkle lost.
But I
last
agree. Like
week.
he
This
hasn't had
week
like
he goes, it's fine. But Oregon loses one game. He said, "I'll fire him."
Oregon
He
had
had that big run, and then I look and I'm like, I'm like, how is Oregon? I didn't really like paying attention much to Oregon. I'm looking at Oregon, and they're just first in the Pac-12, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess they're not doing as bad as I thought.
Yeah, they're back into the bubble. It's just one of those. He's been around a long time. Getting up there in age, older. It just was floating it. Floating it.
Bro, you've been floating.
Also, we have to remember. Also, I think this was like
Other than that Elite Eight run, though, they have
You also floated
Oregon
Tony
basketball.
Bennett being on the hot seat like a year after he won the national title.
Yeah.
If
You remember you said
I was a booster, I would not pay to watch that style of basketball.
You pay to watch him win a national.
He did win the one title. You know who else won a title? He's out of the business forever. Kevin Ollie.
He got blackballed.
Yo, that is
got
legitimately
blackballed. And he-
disgusting. I can't even let that go by. That is one of the most gruesome, atrocious things I've ever heard in my life. Tony Bennett built that program.
That's what I was gonna say.
With
Yeah,
his
the guy
blood,
built
sweat,
it.
and tears.
One guy got
Building that
handed it.
backline
Look at
defense,
Kevin
brought in
Ollie.
his recruits, and you're gonna say that Kevin Ollie has the same fucking record as him in national championships because Kevin Ollie stole
Bosco,
Jim Calhoun's recruits.
That's the best thing you've ever said. That one I could get behind. That's a take that I usually
This
get.
guy literally built Virginia from the ashes.
yeah. Virginia was like a one seed every single year.
To like a perennial power, national champion.
Great singer too.
He also
Yeah,
like
that too.
I have Fairleigh Dickinson plus minus 3.5.
Oh, he's fading you, Marty.
Yeah, I'm not fading Marty.
He's
it's
trying
just,
to.
It's
It's all right.
Stonehill kind of like I watched them the other day. I don't think they're very good.
No, they're 2-17, dude.
I get
know.
why you're-
I'm telling, but that's why.
I don't think like Fairleigh Dickinson is going to be like a square play though.
Yeah, I
people
don't think.
are
I think
I'm
it's
just
gonna be.
saying-
I don't think it's gonna be a play at all. Let's put it
no
that way,
one's.
folks.
No, that's the thing. No one's playing this. I'm just saying. I see Stonehill 2-17.
What's Fairleigh Dickinson's record this year?
8-11.
Wow, that's great. Like, they just
Somebody's
lost
gonna
that many
hit-
guys from last year.
No, they just weren't even good last
Somebody's
year.
gonna hit submit on that app.
Got lucky.
Either way, FDU and Stonehill, and there's going to be alarms all over Vegas.
Yeah.
1-800-GAMBLER.
We got one. We got one.
Also,
I needed
Gonzaga
to.
was so easy last
So
night.
dude,
The
so
easiest.
easy.
Yo, the over was a joke though, Ev.
Yeah,
Pepperdine didn't.
I looked in
Dude,
12
it
minutes.
was 40 to 40 at half.
and I'm sorry,
Pepperdine
I
scored two. At one point, they had scored 2 points in like 8 minutes.
No,
Three-
in,
three and
in
10, Ev.
12,
3 and 10.
in 12 they had 8
3
minutes.
and 10.
I was watching. I put on ESPN Plus. I was watching.
What a horrible cast
because
that was.
I had both sides.
They
had
the
shitty-
timeouts,
shitty
the
score
fouls
bug.
weren't on
Yeah,
there.
no fouls.
It was hard. It looked
In
like they
like-
were playing in a volleyball gym.
In like
True.
12 minutes into the second half, they had 8 points in the second.
yeah, no, it was horrible.
But even
Good for me,
at the beginning,
Still got close. Would it miss by 10? 15?
Yeah,
that's
like 10-ish,
close.
like 10 or
Dude,
11.
Utah versus fucking Oregon State. Oregon State was winning 20 to like 15 at one point, and they just stopped scoring.
I
know
there was
Dave
no-
Utah scored
there
like
was-
75.
There literally was like 10 points over like a fucking like almost like a 10-minute stretch.
Yeah.
I know Dave doesn't like Utah. Utah might be pretty good.
Yeah, Utah's a good coach. From
They've
Utah
been
State.
beat.
They
They've
fucking
been scoring.
They love shooting threes. They're Bama. They love shooting threes.
They beat the shit. They beat. I remember. They beat
Utah
the
loves
shit out of
shooting
UCLA. They score a ton.
Yeah.
I took the over 139.5 in their game. They scored 90. The over didn't hit.
I also
This guy's
like.
at UCLA.
I think also what last night my 3 best bets I went 1 and 2, but I went 6 and 5 overall. So
You
it's-
gave out Charleston. They lost outright, too.
you know it was a tough night, but like again I only went down like 1 unit, which like at the end of the day is like not like awful at all considering my two
Yeah.
best bets lost.
Memphis with a tough loss.
That was crazy. They were down. They were up 20.
I know. I just don't think he's that good of a coach, but they got the talent.
What's his name still out, right?
Who?
Their best
Kid
player?
from
Caleb Mills. He's out for
Mills?
the
No, he's not their best player. He was their
One of their-
third scoring options, but yeah,
Good.
And they
He's
also
pretty-
added Tomlin though in that spot, so we'll see. But
I have two more. I like Fairleigh Dickinson -3.5, Georgetown +12.5, and what was the other one? St. Louis +8.5. They're finally healthy.
oh, you keep chasing St. Louis.
No, I don't.
You gave him out the other day, I think against Dayton.
No, I
You
gave
were
out. I
fading
gave
him?
out Dayton, but St. Louis is now healthy.
Okay.
And I think they're playing a lot better.
Plus, they got 6 guys on defense. Their coach plays defense.
Dude, fuck
Yeah, that
that
was
coach.
crazy.
He's also really, I guess, really, really quick. His son has burner accounts out there and has been sticking up for Travis Ford, being like, "Oh, like you don't know what life would be like without my dad." And then he had a quote where he was like, "If Trump was still president, we'd have money for NIL, but our taxes is going to like Joey B and all this like national funding." Like he basically was saying that if Trump was president, St. Louis basketball would be better because people could pay for better players.
Go Billikens.
Is that not hilarious?
His father was also in Sixth Man.
Oh, the movie?
In the movie. Pretty sure. Yeah, big weekend, divisional weekend. We will see you Monday.
Pixar.